Finally, I have it. Finally, I've found the answer to all things. You've seen him, haven't you? Well, actually, yeah, it turns out a lot of people have seen this guy. I mean, I've been reading all of your comments, looking into some pretty deep theories around just some guy without a mustache. Is he a bot? Is he not just a he, but a whole group of people? Or is he some no-life who keeps notifications turned on? Not saying that's a bad thing, by the way. Hint, hint. Now, I spent hours, surprisingly enough, I did actually spend hours trying to research not just this guy right here, but also Uwu, Justin Y, and I didn't really bother with anyone else. I took these 3 examples, and I wanted to figure out what these people have in common that makes them so prominent in every comment section known to man. I came across this study here from Stack Overflow, which seems to be quite compelling. Now, it's essentially a study done within the comment section, trying to figure out how people actually rank within comment sections, and the science behind it is actually quite interesting, and trust me right here when I say this, you might want to think twice when making a comment on YouTube after hearing about this. For your comments to rank in a certain way, it all depends on 4 different things. The time your comment was posted, the like to dislike ratio of your comment, the number of replies that aren't your own, and believe it or not, who posted it. All of these things come together to create what the study calls N. The more N you have, the higher you will rank within the comment section. But what is the N rank and how is it calculated? Now, what I'm about to show you are some peak math skills using algorithms from the study itself. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm actually pretty terrible at math, so I'm doing my best here, guys. So to start off with, we need to figure out what the module points are for the comment you've posted. Now, module points are a sort of scoring system that YouTube uses to figure out where to place you within the comment section, along with the other factors as well, but we'll get to those in a minute. There are 2 factors to consider with the module points. One is the like to dislike ratio, that must be multiplied by 10, and the amount of replies on your comment times by 2. So here's a quick example. On this example here, I have 420 likes, and hidden away, I have about 69 dislikes. If you couldn't tell already, I'm trying to make a really shit joke with funny numbers. But if we simply divide 420 by 69, we get this. 6.086. And if we simply times that number by 10, we get 60.869. Now, with that number in place, we look at the replies. And in this example, I have 10 replies. So times that by 2 and we have 20 module points. So with both of these calculated, we simply add them together to create our MP. But now it gets weirder. And this is something that might just explain why people like just some guy without a mustache can climb to the top of any comment section like Kong on crack. Every comment you've ever made has a like to dislike ratio. And although you can't really see the dislikes, you can bet your bottom dollar that you get some. If you go out there making dumb comments and have a terrible history where most of your comments have a negative like to dislike ratio, by default, you're just going to rank a lot lower in general. This is what you'll call the position variable, also known as the comment position variable, and it's calculated like this. C equals MP, or module points, in brackets R, which is the person's total like to dislike ratio, divide that by 3, plus in brackets MP divided by 10. So in our example, we can put our MP score into these quite easily. And just to make things simple, we're going to go with a 50 like to dislike ratio. And when we run the calculation, we come up with this. So that's great. We've now got the position variable. But wait. There's more. The timing variable. So to calculate this, we must do the following calculation. X equals 1 divided by 3, in brackets S divided by 10 plus A times the absolute value of, in brackets A minus 3S. X being the timing variable itself, S being how long ago the video was posted in minutes, and A being how long ago the comment was posted in minutes. Let's try it out. Let's say that a video was posted 2 hours ago. So that'll be 120 minutes, which means the formula will look something like this. And we posted an hour ago, so 60 minutes, of course, and we get this, which is great. We now have our timing variable. But where's the N? Now, the N is the answer to everything. And to figure out the N, we have one formula left. Thankfully, it's quite simple. N equals X in brackets C divided by 4 plus 1, where X again is the timing variable that we've just calculated, selected, and C being the position variable. Let's see what we get. And that's it. That score right there determines where we rank in the comment section. But surely there's more behind this than having a really high end score. As mentioned in the beginning of this video, there were a few theories going around. One of the most common theories is that just some guy or anybody else are simply bots. They managed to bot their way into the comment section, and that's that. But surely a bot would need a end score as well. And to actually achieve an end score, it's clearly not just about the time you post. It's about more than that. The likes to dislikes you get, and the amount of replies as well. And that's across all of the comments you've ever made. If a bot is really able to accumulate a lot of N, then maybe, yeah, they are using bots. But if you also have a look at the comments and read them yourselves, what they're saying seems way too intelligent for it to be a bot. Even this comment about the video I made regarding just some guy without a mustache clearly mentions some key aspects to the video itself, rather than just something random or super vague. He mentions my accent that I made self-degrading comments about. He also talked about his feelings regarding the video that he posted, in fact the only video on his channel, and he also left a nice compliment as well. Obviously that's just one example, but when I look elsewhere, he seems to understand what's going on in the video much more than any transcript would ever tell. But Wiz, how come I see him everywhere? This must be some sort of movement or organization. One of the funniest theories that I honestly believed at first, until I really thought it through, was the fact that it was a group of people sharing the same account. And for that to happen without any, I guess, security compromises, any password leaks, any changes, without anyone hijacking the account for themselves, would mean that he would have to have a large group of friends or cult members who all abide by the same rules. Which I don't think that's actually the case. I don't think it's even really possible. But in a lot of ways, I kind of hope that is the case, because that would be a very, very interesting video to cover. So what is it? Wiz, tell us. What is going on, man? What is in your head? Well, let me tell you this. Now, a lot of people have said that he has no life, because it seems like everywhere you go, you see his comments. Well, to be serious, honestly, it's not every video you see him in. A lot of pretty big videos on massive channels, yes, similar to Uwu or Justin Y, but when you consider the N score and the fact that this guy may just have a really overpowered N score, you know that because he's naturally going to rank a lot higher than most people, that over time, he becomes a familiar face. Hence why I made this video in the first place. As people recognize you more and more and more, they start to think in the back of their heads, I see this guy everywhere. Everywhere I go, I see his face. Let's just think for a moment if you had a high N score and you watch quite a few videos throughout the day on YouTube, and you tend to leave comments on most, if not all of them. You would probably start to recognize my face more and more and more, because as I say more positive comments, which receive positive feedback, my score increases, and all it takes is a couple of scrolls to then see my face again and again and again. So now that we know that he has a very high N score, and the fact that he may comment much more than the average person creates this illusion that he is somehow hacking the system and that he is literally everywhere. But how did he get this N score? I think it's quite simple. He just posts good comments. Whether you agree or disagree, it's quite clear that a lot of people like his comments. And just like the snowball effect, the more and more people see of him, the more attention he's gonna gain. You also have this comment on this post that he made that has an insane amount of likes and replies. And I don't think that really compares to all the comments he's made overall, but I think it's things like that that increase your overall score to much higher than the average person. This is why you see a lot of famous YouTubers who, when they post somewhere, always seem to end up really high up in the comment section. It's because people recognize them within those communities, they like their comment, and they respond. Somehow this guy has achieved a very high score, and I think, in all honesty, it's as simple as that. But where do we go from here? Well, just some guy without a mustache. I would absolutely love to have an interview with you, whether it's on a voice call or through texts, I don't care. The people have questions and they need to be answered. In fact, if you have a question for just some guy without a mustache, whether we can actually land an interview or not, let me know in the comments below. But just some guy without a mustache, if you are interested, there's a link in the description below. And in fact, any of you who are watching this right now and have got to this point, feel free to join. I've even made a special little space for all the cult members. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. And let me know what you want me to investigate next. Have a wicked day. Goodbye.